GM friends, and thanks for tuning in to DeFi-Logic's TA Tuesday live in the server at 10 p.m. Mountain Time every Tuesday. DeFi-Logic has a partnership with Blowfin, and our ETH strategy and Doge strategy enters beta testing on Astrovit very soon, perhaps today, in fact. Join us in Discord to learn more. Link is in the description below. In today's community call, we will review charts for Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, Phantom, NEAR, MYRO, PEPE, BONK, which they had the memes in the news. And for legacy markets, S&P 500, Dow Jones, Industrial, NASDAQ 100, USD Index, US 10-year bonds, and gold. And with that, over to Eddie.
Yo, so let's check out some shit. Bitcoin new all-time highs. That's freaking cool. Puts us in at least me, in a weird spot, and a lot of other people that I respect their kind of decisions involved in a weird spot right now. So I wanted to do something a little bit different today because I'm trying to figure out what the next move is. So wanted to just maybe try to predict what the next move is, right? Because Bitcoin just basically barely breached all-time high, and it's already selling off. Like even on this chart, it didn't even hit it, I think, or did it? Barely, let's see. On here, the high is 69. So depending on the exchange you're looking at, like we hit all-time highs or we didn't potentially. Either way, I'm trying to figure out what to do next because now we have all these people buying with their like retirement funds and stuff, and it's just a different. But last time when Bitcoin reached all-time high, had a small sell-off the next couple of weeks, and then it ran quite hard, right? So it went 222%. So just if it was the exact same thing, I'm literally just like doing this just because I was going to anyway, and I figured it might be fun to look at together. So if it did 220, what was it, like 220% or something like that, again, we'd be looking at around $220,000. I don't really know if that's possible or not. It's just, I don't know. Like we're in like a whole new world right now. Like I really don't know what to think. But regardless, I'm trying to decide if it's gonna pump or if it's gonna dump. I don't know. I think right now is clearly we're selling off right now. I move is altcoins though. I know you look at Ethereum, so I really don't see a whole lot of value in this next move, and I don't really even know where it's gonna stop either. So I think this is one of those moments where you just don't do anything. If you did take profit and you're chilling, I think you just chill for now. And if you want new trades, you just need some type of price action to come in. So we just need some sweeps and some reclaims to start getting bullish again. For now, like I really couldn't tell you where I think it's going to stop falling, which I've been like this the last couple of days. If you're in the Discord, I've been mentioning I just not really sure what to think or do right now. I've been long anyway, but yeah, this is strange. And the sell-off is hard too. So I think the most logical spot for me to feel comfortable would be like a sweep of these lows into this daily fair value gap. If it can sweep and reclaim down here, that might be the move. Other than that, this is a pretty significant support level too. So yeah, it seems like the bears want to just sell all their coins right now for some reason. That's what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. And then obviously too, with the alternative being if it can turn all-time high into support, ideally I would just like it to chop. That's my number one scenario that I wish will happen, but who knows? Those are your triggers for Bitcoin. Ethereum, when Bitcoin broke the all-time highs last time, it ran much harder, I believe. So the last time it broke all-time high, Ethereum was around here. So April 21, and Bitcoin ran another, about 240%. So April 21 Ethereum, we'll just call it right here. And Ethereum ran only 100, I swear it ran harder. I'm totally wrong about everything right now. See, like I don't know what to do right now. But my main thing is this actually. So let me try to find a whole reason why I'm even going down this path. So I noticed yesterday the rotation started leaving meme coins and into Ethereum coins. We know that the Ethereum ETF has been delayed again, and they're basically running the exact same playbook over and over that they did with Bitcoin, right? So, and you can see in the charts, I posted a spaghetti chart last night that all the Ethereum coins were running the hardest. So I think that we're gonna see a rotation. We'll see what happens right now on Ethereum. If the daily closes as a swing failure pattern, we're gonna get much lower prices. I'd probably start setting some stink bids down here. So that's a pretty nice support zone that will hold, in my opinion. If it doesn't, it's over. And then if you're like watching it live, same idea, like any sweeps and reclaims is also another trigger too. That's assuming that the daily closes below yesterday's high, right? As of right now, everything looks like it's puking. I entered a bunch of stuff yesterday, but with just a little bit of size, so I can definitely buy more, but it's starting to look like it was a really bad decision. But I was like anticipating maybe Bitcoin would break out harder, and it isn't. People are just selling the all-time high level instead. So we'll see how this closes. If it closes below, expect it to pull back heavier. If we can sweep and reclaim any good lows, that's a trigger. If not, I'm going to be putting some stink bids down here into this, whatever region this is. This is 3028 down to 2888. So reminiscent of Suzu, right? So that's Ethereum right there. Sol, I still think that even though like part of me believes that Ethereum's going to run the show, but the other part of me believes that Sol's going to run the show because it's just a better experience. It's easier to use, it's faster, it's cheaper, like everything about it is just better. So here's the plan that I've had for a while now. I posted this in our server of a flip of 115, and then here would be my first target. I took profit on that initially, and then I re-entered it yesterday when everything, or I don't know, I re-entered it recently when it started dipping again, like right, I think that's my actual trade right here actually. And originally 140 was my first target. I took it a little bit earlier around 135. So I don't think I'll target that one next. I'll probably just go straight here to 200 because it doesn't make sense for me to TP when we're already pulling back right before zone anyway. Right. So this is what I'm looking at. If any dips on Solana are good to go, I think if you could just draw out these wicks here. You could just start bidding those wicks, and I think you're going to be pretty safe. If it can come all the way down to this block, that's when you ask grandma for money. Even that's going to be a pretty good level that will hold. Yeah, that's a weekly. I don't even think it's going to give that big of a deep dip though. Like I really believe that maybe a sweep with this low right here and a reclaim is your trigger. But so same idea. So if it can sweep and reclaim and you're not in Sol, that's when you get in Sol. And then if it can get down into this zone of 112 to 104, you just go really heavy. I was originally looking for a 3-tap setup to play out here, and it never came. But I guess technically that is still an option to come down here too, but I doubt it at this point. You want things to be like shallow pullbacks. You don't really want the big heavy pullbacks because that means nobody cares about that coin that you're in. And even right now, the market's selling off and Solana is hardly nudging. I might add right here, honestly, once we get off stream. So Solana looks really good. I mentioned it, and the whole thing is like, I think we're rotating out of meme coins potentially. So let me show you why. So basically this chart just has a whole bunch of different stuff on it, and it shows what's relatively strong and what's relatively weak. I think this is MYRO right here, token. I don't even know what that is. Anyways, you just zoom out a little bit and you can see what's going to be the best. So you can see that the meme coins were the winners previously in the last couple of weeks, and that's why they're running the highest. But these the Ethereum beta basket is starting to show up too now. So if I zoom in a little bit closer, I think those are stronger recently. At least they were last night. So I feel like it's time to focus on just different altcoins and not just the meme coins. They may still run hard, but with them being on the news and everything too, makes me cautious on them. And like you can see, they're all freaking selling off hard too, all of those things. Let's see if I can get it zoomed in to show you what's overtaking now. So you can clearly see that people are selling their meme coins. And right now, as of this very moment, there's not a really clear leader. Last night, it was all of the different altcoins and L2s and the Ethereum basket. And right now, everything's just for Bitcoin, I think, though. So I'm rambling today, but I think that's just the state of the like really waiting at this moment. Moving on. MYRO is still pretty strong, though. So I think MYRO may still have a chance. It's starting to form. The thing is I should probably be looking at it on like a DEX screener chart, but I'm looking at it on Bybit, so it may change everything completely. But according to Bybit, it's retesting all-time high. You want to close above it, though. If it closes below these lows, then it's going to come much lower down, maybe even come and retest this entry I have here, or maybe just even stop here in this like order block area. So we'll see. It depends. Today, like a lot of stuff really matters on the close. You don't want this to close below 26.28. If it can close above it though and start just holding above the level, like on a 4 or a 1 hour basis, like it's the same idea. You could just start buying and target some new highs on there. So MYRO is still looking really strong compared to all the other meme coins. PEPE was on the news with and sold off pretty heavily since then too. So this was our original play. Congrats to everyone who bought it. You're the best. Right now it looks like a blow off top though. So we'll see. We just need to see how it's going to close. I don't really have a plan to buy it anytime soon. It's too blow off toppy. If I had a, we have this low right here that then it's also into this whole like demand box too, which that's probably like a 50% drawdown. Yeah, 47. So I think PEPE is done for now. Same with BONK, right? It's putting in a weekly swing failure pattern. That's really bearish. If it can sweep this low and reclaim it, then you're good to go. Other than that, I don't see why it wouldn't come down here and take out these lows also. These are like relatively equal lows too. That's a pretty big target, honestly. That's BONK. But yeah, so I know I rambled on, but in summary, I think rotations are happening right before us. So you want to be watching out for that and staying safe and staying ahead of the next move and not being exit liquidity. That's all for now though.
Yeah, let's not be exit liquidity. Alts are holding up pretty decently considering it seems like meme coins are getting wrecked right now or like beginning to sell off, but I think we'll, like you were saying, the rotation, I think we're going to see some liquidity move over to alts, but will it be enough? We shall see. All right, and with that, we will move from crypto market over to the legacy markets. Take it away, John.
Okay, thank you. We're going to cover legacy markets, and that's the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and also I'm going to cover XY. Gold's very interesting, so we're going to look at gold too because it's pumping almost as good as a Bitcoin in gold terms, that is. So anyway, okay, this is S&P 500. So we've had all-time highs basically hit on Friday right here, and then also again on Monday it tagged. Now it tagged that upper 2x band, which was at 5147. So it tagged it 2 points above at 5149. Does that make a difference? Not really. So you can see that today it dropped. We're looking at some tech earnings that didn't come as good as possible. US is going to start to put some holds on tech companies selling AI chips to China. So that's the news this morning. Also, service PMI didn't come in as good as everybody thought. So that's the sell-off. But if you look, after the 5,000 level, it popped and then it tagged the 2x band 2 days in a row, tagged it, pulled back a little, and then comes back up to the 2x band. Like I said, tagged it on Friday or closed at it on Friday, tagged it today, and then it's pulled back. So you can see a little bit of a pattern here. What it's going to do from this point, will it go back up again to the 2x here? It depends. We have Jerome Powell, the president of the Federal Reserve, has a testimony for Congress this week, starting tomorrow. So that's going to be, everything's going to be playing off of what he says to Congress. And we pretty much know what he's going to say, that inflation isn't totally, they're not done. That's his caveat, that they're not done. That is not done to raising interest rates or watching the economy and leaves the door open to raise again. Moving to NASDAQ. So you can see that all-time high again on Friday, and then yesterday, not as much, but it's pulled back today. I'm going to be watching the standard deviation line right here. That's at 17,857 to see if it comes down and touches it. And if it does, if things get worse, we have this gap that we had back in into February 21st. So that's the gap there I'm looking at right here. So from 17,500 all the way back up to 17,839 area. So is that going to get filled? I don't know. It will, and will it get filled within this next 2 weeks? That's the question. That's what I'm looking at. But again, gaps always get filled in legacy markets. Moving on to the XY, which is the dollar index. And we can see that it moved up to the 105.1, 104.15, and that is the standard deviation line was right at it as well. Okay, right there. So it's moved back down because the crypto is doing really well. The key thing is that it moved lower than this low right here on February 27th. So that's key to indicator that it'll go back down some more, which means is crypto going to go back up again, which probably will. I think this is just a a quick sell-off with Bitcoin and ETH, and I think it's going to go back up. But that's just my opinion on that. Moving down to the US 10-year yield, it is going lower, coming back down. I'll move this over real quick. That's the 4.18 level that I've had all the way back here in January at this point right here. So I'm looking at this because this is a trigger. This is a support line. It was resistance back in end of January, starting to come to be support right here. So it's come back below it. It hit the lower 2x line, okay, at 4.1. And then what's going to say again, Jerome Powell, what he's going to say in Congress, it'll probably pop back up. That's, for me, it's probably a given because it did hit that lower 2x band right here. Like I said, at 4.12. That's pretty much going to go back up. And then we're going to move on to gold. Okay, so gold is just rallying, just like Bitcoin is. And like I said, in gold terms, this is parabolic. So it went back up to my target at 2070. This I've had all the way back here. You can see in December, and then it's just, it tagged it again at the end of December right here the second time. Then it's gone sideways, and now it's just rallying up. It just blew through that 70 level, and right now it's trading at all-time highs. These are 3 all-time highs in a row the last 3 days, and it's trading at 21.29. So gold is on the move. These gold bugs are finally having their day. How long it's going to last, I don't know, but it should pull back a little bit, probably because of this parabolic move. But again, gold will move on what Jerome Powell says, probably not as much as the interest rates will move, but I haven't seen a rally in gold like this since 2008. So it has a significant move, and it looks like it's probably going to keep moving higher. Okay, that's it for the legacy markets. I'll hand it back over to you.
I bet Peter Schiff is happy with his small pump on gold. That is it for this week. Remember that Astrobit 2.0 is live, and our ETH strategy and Doge strategies are entering beta testing very soon with Astrobit once the migration is complete. You can use our affiliate link for Blowfin and get a futures bonus at the end of the campaign. Their proof of reserves are verifiable on Nansen, so you can ensure funds are SAFU. That's it for me and the team. We'll see you next week. GN friends.
Join us next week in Discord for TA Tuesday at DeFiLogic.com.